The court is now in session for the trial of the state versus Yooka and Laylee. May the prosecution begin their opening statement.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is with great dismay that I must once again call the tribunal. The accused, Yooka and Laylee, are here on charges of corporate espionage and sabotage, working as a mercenary on the account of the Royal Stingdom, necromancy in the count of reviving the N64 collectathons, and most importantly, copyright infringement? Because, I mean, really, you'll see for yourself real fucking quick.
And I'm here too.
Welcome to Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, everybody. This is, I don't have a great way to put this other than, this is about as blatant of Donkey Kong with the numbers filed off as you're gonna get.
I'm pretty sure that's what everyone was saying, like a couple years ago when Yooka-Laylee debuted.
Well, that was about Banjo.
Yeah, that was a Banjo one, though. This one is, like...
Tropical Freeze.
Oh my god, like... I distinctly remember, like, Gavin Price did an interview at E3 when this was debuted, and he was like, basically, please do not compare us to Tropical Freeze, because, like, that game has more budget in its opening cutscene than we did for the entire thing. And I understand that, because that's, like, that's a fair thing to say. But at the same time, they made a 2D side-scrolling platformer that utilizes rolls, spins, and basically momentum-driven platforming with heavy set-piece design scored by David Wise and Grant Kirkhoff. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say.
There's no way this was not draw comparisons to Retro's DKC games. Oh, we should probably introduce ourselves, huh?
Yeah, probably.
I am, of course, Artix. Joining me are my fellow jurors.
I'm a juror? I thought I was the judge. Hi, I'm Chaos Argate.
And I'm FP0. Jump and grab that rope.
Yeah, the game is a little bit slower than Donkey Kong, like, just generally, but I think you can see the,
It's very much a platformer feel.
Yeah, you can see the inspiration.
So do you get, like, a ground pound move like a DK does?
Oh, you have, yes and no. Not like DK does, but, as long as you have Yooka with you, you have a ground pound.
Okay. So it's not the hand slap, but you can just, like, do a stomp.
Yeah, Yooka is functionally like if Dixie and Kitty were rolled into one person. That's Yooka in this, or I'm sorry, that's Laylee. Yuka's the chameleon. I forget because I hated the first game.
This little mandatory tutorial intro thing seems a bit strange in a platformer. They're not normally complicated enough to warrant a detailed tutorial, you know?
It's not really, I think really the tutorial exists for this moment right here. So the gimmick, the ultimate gimmick of the Impossible Lair is, well, the titular Impossible Lair, which we'll see very soon. But you have a thing called the Bee-talion Shield. And what it is literally a bunch of bees that protect you from hits. So, in this case, I don't know what the exact number you have in the tutorial is. It might be infinite, but I mean, you can see, you just literally, instead of losing Laylee, you just lose a bee every time you get hit.
I see.
And this will be important later on, because once we get to the Impossible Lair, there are no checkpoints.
Oh.
It is one long, 15-minute long platforming marathon, and you have only as many Bs as you do hits.
So that's how they handle it. I was wondering how they were going to do that. Because it's kind of hard to make an impossible platformer and then give the player some way to make it not impossible without something like this.
Yeah, so the bees are basically a health meter then.
Yes. Like I said, we will talk a bit about that once we get there, but yeah, the game pretty much just throws you straight into it. After this, you're just literally, it's like, I think once we go in that door, it will, in fact, literally just be like, okay, here you go, here's the impossible lair. Have fun, kids.
So the any percent of this game is going to be pretty short.
Yeah, I believe the current any percent is like 21 minutes.
Not bad.
And this video is 29 minutes, so what are you doing?
He's not going fast enough, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not speedrunning nearly fast enough for this. Thankfully, all of this this dialogue only ever plays the first time you come here, so...
So it starts you out right with a boss fight.
Not an especially difficult one, but a boss fight all the same.
Ah, we're fighting Lost World K. Rool. Sort of.
So one of the other weird things about this game is that when you get hit, Laylee will just like sort of fly around you, usually just out of reach, and if you can touch her before she flies off, you actually get her back.
That's kind of a neat idea, actually.
It's almost like Baby Mario in Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, in practice, though, once you get hit, you're... half the time she ends up flying, like, into a wall or, like, over some pit you can't actually reach, so...
Oh, she just kind of flies erratically around. I thought she just kind of...
Oh, no. She'll fly wherever the fuck she wants.
I just assumed she would be flying like a, some kind of parabola.
Yeah, dang, okay. This is some serious platforming right at the start of the game.
I actually kind of like that they just throw you directly into it and are like, alright, fucker, here you go.
I saw that barrel cannon over there.
Excuse me, that is a boom bloom?
I thought you were the one, or I thought you were trying to ding him on copyright infringement. Bye, Laylee. Yeah, her flying away looks like a combo of,
You gotta jump from lower so you have a bigger arc. That's platforming 102.
Laylee flying away looks like a combo of Baby Mario in, Yoshi's Island and Yoshi from Super Mario World to me.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, that was not even the first. That was maybe one section out of the entire impossible lair. Like, I don't think I check it here, but I'm pretty sure that was maybe 5%, if that.
My level design instincts. 15-minute gauntlet? No checkpoint? I get enough of those playing Mario levels.
You okay, FB?
No, I need help.
He's an admin of SMWC. He absolutely is not okay.
I'm not okay. What is this?
Ah, these are the individual levels that we have just extracted from the book.
I'm glad that we pulled all these pages out of a book only for them to all be bound.
It's a very detailed inside the book.
Man, I wish my compilation books were just bound books inside of a bound book. Actually, no, I don't. That sounds like a nightmare to carry around.
All that binding would be so heavy.
My hitchhiker's tome would be even more unbearable.
No, my house.
I kind of feel like there would have been something if you, like, jumped up at that light up there.
If you hit that light, it would give you, like, 5 quills, or something like that. It's not much. Anyway, so yeah, here we are in the actual game. So, if you are unfamiliar with Yooka-Laylee 1, there's a handful of things that need explained, like like these ghost quills. In this game, they used to just be collectibles like Jinjos. These days, basically you touch them and they give you a small quill collection challenge.
This is kind of like the banana challenges from Tropical Freeze and Returns, I guess.
The red rings from like New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
Not quite. The red rings are. So I guess they haven't really been properly introduced yet. But there's so that coin that I got at the very beginning of that level. There are 5 coins hidden in every level, and they're helpfully numbered, so you know when you missed one. But that's your red ring, or your your puzzle piece equivalent for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, when I say the red rings in New Super Mario Bros., I mean, like, you know, when you have, like, a certain amount of time to collect all 8 red coins.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of the Sonic Colors red coins.
Yeah, no, not those red rings.
Also, in what is an absolutely biting bit of commentary, these are not just any coins, no. These are twit coins. There are achievements for collecting certain numbers of them, and I'm sure you will be shocked to learn that they're things like twit coin miners.
Oh, God, okay. I was about to say I'm being really dumb right now and not getting the joke. And now I do. Do we go mining for them later?
No, that's just what the achievement's called. But to be clear, I really, really like this game a lot. Like, I think it's a really well-designed platformer, and it's got some problems, though. Chiefly, it's got a lot of problems that make it feel an awful lot like you can tell that this was not designed. This is not a Nintendo designed platformer. This is somebody who's pretty close, but is trying really hard to be Nintendo, but they're not quite there. It's
missing that little bit of professional polish. Well, not professional, because that sounds really demeaning. The high budget stuff, like they said, like they straight up said, we don't have the level of production budget or anything that Nintendo would have.
By the way, was that holographic projector the checkpoint?
Yes, it is. That is the checkpoint, and that bell is your DK barrel. If you do not have Laylee when you pass one, it'll just give her to you.
Okay. I saw some of this in pre-release, and I thought that it was, I don't know, I thought that the bells were like checkpoints.
Yeah, I also would have assumed that.
But no, when I say that this game is missing some of those little touches, I mean things more like it's got all of the secrets of like a Donkey Kong Country, but you only get one shot at them. Almost everything in this game, especially when it comes to getting the twit coins, is like, one shot only.
Like, you mean only one shot as you play the level? And you have to go back?
So, yeah, so, like, if you miss something, for example, like, you realize, you jumped on an enemy, and then you realize later on, it's like, oh shit, I needed to jump on him so I could reach this coin. Right? Like, that enemy won't respawn. That's it. You're fucked. You gotta die or come back and play the level again.
It at least saves your twit coins when you complete the level, right?
When you complete the level, yes. In between deaths, no.
To be fair, that's kind of how the games used to. Well, some still, to an extent.
I think Retro's games still do that. It's been years since I played Tropical Freeze, but I do remember having to collect the puzzle piece. Well, not the puzzle piece. The Kong letters on death.
Yeah, the Kong letters didn't save until you beat the level, or at least they would save on midpoint. But then the rest would. Well, I guess oh, okay. So we collect the battalions from the levels then, and that's how we get our shield.
Yep. You get one per level, or I should say one per exit. Because some levels do have secret exits that will grant you a third B. And then there's a couple that are scattered around the overworld, but that's... I actually don't know where all of them are. I mean, I have not 100% of this game. This is not 100% playthrough. I'm sorry to break everybody's heart right away.
I can't believe it. He did 100% playthroughs of all the other Donkey Kong games.
Even over 100% sometimes.
I want my money back. You're the real criminal here.
Does the prosecution have a counter-argument to this?
Am I the defendant?
I'm sorry, FP, you live here now.
Damn it. I just wanted to come here, I just have a nice casual time recording videos with friends, and now I'm actively... Man.
Now you're complicit. I'm sorry. That's just how it works.
Look, we saw you in the jungle all those years ago.
It's true. There will be a record of it. On public display.
So, now that we've finished the first level, we are going to be introduced to the second major gameplay aspect, which is the overworld is basically a giant Zelda dungeon, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Huh. I figured it was a take, or it was inspired more by, like, Mario 3D World.
No, like, this is... I guess, technically, I'd say it's maybe closer to a Metroidvania, but, like, you don't really get any new powers, so it's... Yeah, it's filled with a bunch of little puzzles and platforming challenges, but you never really... But, I mean, you have all of your abilities right from the start, so...
Yeah, it's more about lock and key kind of progression.
And shortcuts. God, there are so many shortcuts.
Yeah, that sounds like a Metroidvania. Was that Fluttering Banner a collectible up there?
No. Well, I guess technically yes. That's a Pagey, which was the main collectible in Yooka-Laylee 1, but in this game they do something much different.
Okay.
It's Trouser.
It's Trouser, and he has erected a literal paywall to stop us from going to the next level.
Is this what we need twit coins for?
This is exactly what we need twit coins for.
Ah.
Can we just crash the market now? Save ourselves the trouble?
This is some Grant Kirkhope music, I swear.
Oh, it is. Yeah, the overworld music was 100% written by Grant Kirkhope, and nothing will ever convince me otherwise.
It's just the instrumentation and all that.
I mean, I guess the soundtrack is for sale. I could just get that and find out for sure. But, like, I'm 100% sure he wrote that theme.
Oh, yeah. Like, I can tell. Like, again, it's the instrumentation, the fun, like, I don't know, the upbeat nature of it. Now, what I'm curious about is what the quills get used for. I think I saw there's a shop, but there's a lot. Like, you got a lot of them.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what the best point of comparison is for that. I guess sort of like rings in like Sonic Generations, maybe? Where you get your rings, like you keep, or maybe it's closer to like the Sonic Adventure games, but like you keep your quills after a level, and then you can use them to buy stuff.
Thank you for explaining currency. I'm sorry. It was just a really detailed explanation for how currency works in most video games. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it now. But I was just surprised when we came out of the last level and you had, like, 400 of them. I'm like, man.
Yeah, that seems really generous.
So wait, does the midpoint basically... Can you go back to any midpoint that you've passed by and, like, re-save your midpoint?
The midpoint will save your status, including your current quill count, every time you pass by it.
Okay. Because I was thinking, like, in most platformers, the midpoint, you get it, and it saves the game state at the time that you pass through it, and you can't pass through it again.
I was kind of expecting that berry to collect the quill there when you threw it at it.
The berries are basic. I guess, I don't know. The berries are basically your barrel equivalent. So
it is kind of neat that you can roll while carrying the berry.
I also noticed in the last level you could bring it through doors and stuff. It looks super uncomfortable for Yooka, though.
So, the Laylee bells are also permanent fixtures?
the permanent fixtures, as in...
As in, you pass by it and it doesn't go away?
Oh, no, they are consumable.
Oh, okay. It just didn't go away because you had Laylee with you.
Yes.
Okay. This level of detail in the environments really does make me think of Tropical Freeze, which is a real, like, you know, that's a real good thing to compare in that regard, because Tropical Freeze was a beautiful game.
Oh yeah, make no mistake. When I compare this to Tropical Freeze, it is a good thing. I think it does a fantastic job.
Oh, like, I keep going back to, you know, trying to say, like, you know, don't compare it to Tropical Freeze that much, like what they were saying.
It's really hard not to, though.
That's what I mean. And in this case, I think the comparison is really, like, it's a good one, and, like, it's a compliment to them. But that's kind of the fun part about it, because obviously the comparison is going to be made, so you get to compare and contrast, like, what's good and what's not. And it's not just, oh, this game did this better or whatever. Like, this is very much, like, it's looking as good in many ways. Even just from seeing the first two levels.
It's also sounding pretty good. Like, I'm pretty sure this...
This is wise.
Yeah, it's absolutely David Wise. This is reminding me a lot of, like, some of the World 6 levels of Tropical Freeze.
Honestly, a point I'm going to give this level in its favor. Tropical Freeze was brilliant, but it's still very much a standard platformer in terms of its layout, like left to right movement. This, you're kind of going everywhere. I have, like, no real sense of where the end of the level is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're just kind of zigzagging through a factory.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of neat. It's not just left to right. Aha. Big secrets.
But how do we get to that door?
Maybe you throw something at it?
No, those aren't the kind of boxes that can be broken. There are ones that you can break by throwing explosive things at it, but those have a very specific design.
Good lord. So much. So many quills.
There's a reason they give you so many quills, though. Which we'll talk about at the start of the next video, because it pretty much just goes straight into it after this. But yeah, no, there's a reason that they give you 1 billion quills per level. Because, long story short, there will be multipliers based on your performance.
I see.
So it's quite possible that you can collect 1,000 quills, but you'll only actually get to keep, like, half of them.
Oh, so it's taxes.
Right. It goes both ways. You'll see. It'll make more sense once we see the stuff in the next video.
So does the role in this game function more like the retro DKC games or the rare ones?
The rare ones.
Yeah, it looks more functional than fast.
That's what I was thinking, because it looked like you got kind of a speed boost by barreling into a small chain of enemies.
You do. In fact, that's literally one of the gameplay tips it gives you in the loading screens.
Okay, yeah, this is absolutely Rare's DKC role then.
Bye, Laylee.
We're almost done. We don't need her anymore.
You say as you recollect her.
Here we go. So, that little, like, power button symbol thingy there, yeah, that's your TNT barrel.
Oh, so you need to find these and use them on the crates that have that same indicator.
Yeah, like, there's one, like, right over here.
Oh, that's different. Okay.
I swear, every time you break one of those, I just expect a barrel to show up and you start pounding on it.
I know. You beat the shit out of this bee.
Wait, no, the bee is our friend.
I'm sorry. I'm still coming off of the other games.
He even has a name. We can check it on the pause menu.
All of them have names?
All of them, yes.
Oh gosh.
They are exactly as terrible and full of puns as you're imagining.
So if we're collecting a bunch of bees to harness their power, does that mean we're gonna become the Fury? No, sorry, the Pain.
Just another crime in Yooka's long list.
Sheesh.
Where is the bee Tommy gun?
We may never know, Argate. We may never know.